He had it west. Remember what I'm saying? He had it west.
Central? Are you on the line? Oh, God, please. Somebody took my little girls.
Which client? Now you got my curiosity aroused.
Some coffee.
Coffee. Causing you problems?
No, can't say he is. He doesn't like the doc and cries on occasion. Other than that.
He cries, does he? Well, he got a lot to cry about, I'd say. You know what he did.
I read the court transcript. Thank you, Mrs.
My pleasure. Keith! Don't you sound ready? I'll come on up. Hi, Mama!
What exactly are you trying to find out?
I've wondered if he ever did anything like that before.
Why? You said anything?
No, but a man who does a thing like that has often developed a taste for it over time. It occurred to me. Might be easy enough to follow his backtrack. Find out. A man his size and color to boot can't be that hard to trace.
Think so, but you'd be wrong. Believe me, you tried. Like he dropped out of the sky.
How can that be?
Rain and depression. Part of the country's out of work. People are drifting by the thousands looking for jobs. And with that greener grass, even a giant like Coffee wouldn't get noticed everywhere he goes. Until he kills a couple of little girls.
He is strange, I admit, but there doesn't seem to be any real violence in him. I know violent men, Mr. Hammersmith. I deal with them day in and day out.
You didn't come up here to ask me whether he might have killed before. You came up here to see if I think he did it at all.
Do you?
One seldom sees a less ambiguous case. He was found with the victims in his arms.
And yet you defended him.
Everyone is entitled to defense.
Keith! Lunch!
Y'all listen to your mama now.
I'll tell you something. And you listen close, too, because it might be something you need to know.
I'm listening.
We had us a dog. Just a sweet mongrel. You know the kind. Well, in many ways, a good mongrel dog is like you get to know it. Often, you get to love it. It is of no particular use, but you keep it around because you think it loves you. If you love it, Mr. Edger, you never have to find out any different. My wife and I were not so lucky. Magnificent. Please, sir. He still has the one good eye. I suppose he's lucky not to be completely blind. We get down on our knees and thank God for that much at least. Right, kid? Go on in there. That dog attacked my boy for no reason. Just got it in his mind one day. Same with John Coffey. He was sorry afterwards. Of that, I had no doubt. But those little girls stayed raped and murdered. Maybe he never done it before. My dog never did before. But I didn't concern myself with that. I went out there with my rifle and grabbed his collar and blew his brains out. Is Coffey guilty? Yes, he is. Don't you doubt it. And don't you turn your back on it. You may get away with it once, or even 100 times. But in the end, you'll get better.
That I'm about to show, this clip is a clear example of what I would consider to be a psyop, a psyop conducted by local news affiliates. It's in the presentation. It's the style of the presentation of back-to-back stories, and I believe they are testing the levels of awareness of the viewers. Check this out. I will elaborate. I will stop and elaborate in between.
Kansas bicyclist involved in an endurance race in Kansas died. Warner Blackburn had a heart attack during the Dirty Kansas bike race. It's a 200-mile-long race through the Flint Hills. He died at a hospital.
Now, that story there, did you note how they just kind of blew through that story? I'm going to get out of that one here.
Nearby.
Okay.
Kansas bicyclist involved in an endurance race in Kansas died.
Now, this is not a slam on Mark Alford for Fox 4 News, but he's told to use a certain tone of voice for a programming method. It's a very common method that's used. And, you know, look at all the images being used, the happy images being used here.
Warner Blackburn endurance race in Kansas died. Warner Blackburn had a heart attack.
Now, you would have to wonder, the surviving family members, what are their feelings as they view this report, you know, along with all these happy images. You know, there are no images of the individual, you know, no word of his physical condition prior to the race. Nothing like that. You know, we can only hope that this story is not real, but I'm assuming this is real. I'm gonna take the high road and believe this story, that it's actually real. Okay.
Race through the Flint Hills.
Okay. Now, okay, I'm gonna let it go on.
He died at a hospital.
Now, there's the last image of this story. He died at a hospital, and they're showing these happy images. Now, the next story, they follow up. Look at these guys. You know that
he died at a hospital.
They're showing these guys probably, you know, after reporting a guy dying of a heart attack. Okay, let's move on to the next story.
Missouri family's upset after the pet they bought died days after they took it home to the pet store.
Now notice how they're going to put those two stories together. A human being died of a heart attack, and they're showing all these happy images, right? Showing all the happy images of the human being death. They didn't make any references of what the family thought. They didn't show any photos of the guy who died. They just kind of casually mention his name. Now they're going to go to this story coming up. All right, I'll get back to it. I'm
That's it. After the pet they bought died, days after they took it home from the pet store.
They're talking about a family upset over a pet that they bought died.
Yeah, so this family, the Reichenberg family, basically bought a pet from a pet store, Petland, in the St. Louis area.
For fast forward.
That quick. But I think the hardest thing.
Powerful effects.
Now keep in mind, we just followed up from a story of a guy who died of a heart attack at a bicycle race.
The puppies, because their immune systems aren't well developed yet.
Now the story goes on and on. You know, I'm not going to spend too much time, but look, I'm kind of blowing through this story and fast forwarding. Look at all the time they spent. Look at the close-up photos of the pet. Right? You see my point?
Got from Petland.
And they look at, they're still talking about it.
They're disinfecting everything. They're reviewing protocols to make sure nothing was missed. They've given the family a refund, but the Reichenbergs just want to make sure it doesn't happen to them.
That'll be impossible.
And, you know, there's the obvious psyop in this, you know, this particular story. You know, the message is to, you know, in a subtle way, blend in what they consider, you know, the human level of importance versus animals. And that is the theme of the story. And that is pretty much all I have on this clip. More coming up.
Satan John come. He was sorry afterwards. For that, I had no doubt. Those little girls stayed raped and murdered. Maybe he never done it before. My dog never bit before.
I punished them bad men. I punished them both.
Why? Why, Wild Bill?
I saw in his heart when he grabbed my arm. I saw what Wild Billy done. Saw it plain as day. You can't have what's in your heart.
What? You saw what?
Take my hand, boss. You see for yourself.
Huh? No.
Please. little bit of myself. A gift. The gift of what's inside of me, so you can see for yourself.
This clip coming up on, this is July 18, 2018. This clip will clearly demonstrate, which will categorize as a bizarre news story. And I will analyze and point out the different elements that would qualify this as a bizarre news story.
All right.
Also, a local mom wants to talk about her son's heat-related death.
Yes, we're going to talk to a mom who lost her son last week during the heat wave. She says her teenager died of heat exhaustion in Lawrence on a nature trail. Now, this mom, Rachel, reached out to us because she wants to share her story so that people take the heat seriously.
Now, she reached out to Fox 4 News after losing her son 1 week ago while on a nature trail, and the son has autism. And she wants to reach out to Fox 4 News so she can raise awareness to let people know that they should take the heat seriously. Okay.
She also says that her teenage son had autism and she wants to raise awareness for it as well.
She wants to raise awareness so don't let people with autism go out on a nature trail in the middle of the heat wave. Okay, we got 113. See a little symbolism. You got 11. That could be broke down 11 and 13. A little symbolism.
She wants to rate.
And you got 33 there. You got 334, but the 33 is very prominent. You know.
There's awareness for it as well.
She wants to work.
Rachel will be in Olathe today, getting a tattoo in honor of her son. We will be there. We will talk to Rachel and learn about Elijah and just what happened. This is coming up this evening.
Now, Fox 4 News was contacted by a woman who lost her son, again, to a son who had autism, who was allowed to go out in the middle of a heat wave on a nature trail, and he died of heat exhaustion. Fox 4 News accepted this lady's request, and it's obviously a suspicious scenario. Anyone who is a parent of an autism child, teenager or not, who allow them to go out on a nature trail in the middle of a heat wave should not be worthy of an interview, so that they can bring awareness to us that says, be aware of the heat, it could kill you, and especially don't let autism people go out in the heat. This is the awareness that they want us to be made aware of. Did I say that right? Again, bizarre story.